Caio Borralho is about to beat up the elderly, a 40-year-old Jared Cannonier. Let me tell you guys about it. Before I do, though, I guess I will kind of make a UFC Fight Night prediction. I didn't want to, but I'll do it for the main card, but not really. Only a couple fights, alright? Because only the fights that I'm actually probably going to watch. No, I'll watch all of them, honestly. It's just, I don't really know them. I wasn't trying to do any research today. And I'm not going to make these, the ones that I do talk about, I'm not going to be detailed, like I said. But Edmund Shabazian, Gerald Meerschaert, I hope Shabazian TKOs Meerschaert. I don't know. I hope he does. For Michael Morales and Neil Magny, I think Morales is actually going to finish Magny. But Magny's, he's tough, so he might find a way to survive all 3 rounds. But I don't know. I feel like he will get stopped. I hope he gets stopped in like the 2nd or 3rd round. These guys, don't even know about him. I think I looked up Brian Loader and like he's barely coming off of the Contender Series. That's all that I know about these 4 fighters on the screen. Well, you can't really see them since they don't even have pictures, but that's why we're not talking about them. Angela Hill, I like her, but I feel like she's going to lose just because she seems to lose close fights. Not even close fights. She just loses more often than not. She's getting... I don't know. There's nothing to think about in that fight. No fucking logic to it. Don't listen to me. But for this fight, Jared Cannonier, Caio Borralho, I think Jared Cannonier is going to get his ass beat pretty fucking bad, guys. Caio Borralho, he's younger. Not that young, he's like 31. But he's like in his prime. He's hungry right now. He is hungry, he's like... Here's the thing, guys. If Jared Cannonier fought Caio Borralho, I think Jared Cannonier would have actually TKO'd Caio. Because, Caio's good. He's not a one-punch knockout kind of guy. He would have to get in there and get scrappy with Cannonier. And back then, like 3-4 years ago, I feel like Cannonier wouldn't be taken down. He would pick you. He wouldn't let you, and then he'll fucking beat the shit out of you. That's what I would have thought. Like I said, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, when I really got into UFC, like 4 years ago. But back then, Cannonier was different. He looked dense. He still looks dense. He still looks the part, but he was that like dense, unmovable object kind of guy. Like you can't stun him. And in his last fight against Imavov, he got stunned a lot, and he looked slow. He's never been fast, and he's never thrown a lot. But in that last fight against Imavov, he threw a lot less, and he just seemed less powerful with his punches. He seemed slower. I think the age really is getting to him. That's why I'm calling him old, and I think Borralho's beating up on the elderly on Saturday night. Cannonier, he might be Cannonier for like the first 2-3 minutes of this fight, and then he might start to gas out. And yeah, that old man strength, that's not, it doesn't apply to the UFC like that. That's no, guys. Sadly, it seemed like his power is actually fading. And, it happens, He's just not that guy no more. And, in his prime, I do think Cannonier, like I said, he would have beat up Borralho. He was a top 3 fighter, like, at a time, he was like the 3rd best fighter in the world. Maybe 2nd best fighter in the world. I don't know. In the middleweight division. Maybe not. But you know what I mean. Like, he was in there top 3, top 4. Right now, he's ranked, like, still that highly, like, top 5. But he's not really, like, a top 5 fighter, I don't think, anymore. Like, I think there's more than 5 yeah. It has to be 5. More than 5 other fighters that would kick his ass. And I think Caio Borralho is one of them. As of today, of course. And, yeah, no disrespect to old man Cannonier. You're just getting old, and it happens. Might be time to hang it up. Caio, I hope he doesn't retire you, but if he does retire you, I hope you at least go out fighting like a man. I hope you don't get beat up super hard, super easily. So, let's see what happens. I'm predicting Caio Borralho's gonna be like beating the shit out of him. Not that bad, of course. The first round I think will be competitive because he's gonna fear Cannonier's power. He's gonna look. Cannonier he still looks the part, like I said. So they're gonna have a little boring back and forth, little jab action here and there. Borralho might shoot a takedown towards the end of the round. I don't know if he'll get it or not, but you'll see in the second and third rounds, Cannonier is gonna be slowing down, throwing even less than in the first, which is not gonna be a crazy active round either. And Borralho's gonna actually start picking it up. He's gonna continue the same rhythm that he's been continuing. Maybe even speed it up once he sees Cannonier's getting a little tired. But by speeding up, I mean he might start mixing in more takedowns and actually getting some. And I could see Borralho getting a takedown and submitting Cannonier in like the later stages of the fourth round by like a rear naked choke or something. As old man Cannonier is like gasping for breath, like trying to get up on his knees and then gets folded over backwards. Borralho gets his back and chokes him out, taps. That's really what I think is going to happen. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Borralho can beat Cannonier? Or is the elderly going to fight back? Or is it going to be like SpongeBob? How many times we got to teach you this lesson, old man? And Cannonier might have to go. We don't want to see another El Cucuy. That's too early to say that. That's disrespectful, but you know what I mean. He did look slower and older in his last fight than in previous fights. I'm done talking.